Nigerians, are you ready? Tinubu-Must-Go. So guys, the Nigerian youths are bracing up for a Kenyan-like protest that is coming up in Nigeria soon. And already they've advertised everywhere on the social media that Tinubu must go, like you can see it here, that Tinubu must go. They said no to bad governance. They are tired of this government. They are tired of all what we are seeing.
These people should clear the way. Everybody should come out. What nonsense. Everybody should come out. Stop. Don't go to market. What are you going to buy? Don't go to work. What are you working for? What are you working for? What are you working for? So everybody should come out.
So guys, the Nigerian youths are bracing up for massive protest against this current government, and they want the kind of protest that is happening in Kenya to happen in Nigeria. I'm going to allow you to take a look at some of the reactions coming from Nigerians.
Let them no worry. One very, very good day, then go see us, we go come out. We go come out for streets. One very good day. I know they talk and say making sweet.
These people should clear the way. Everybody should come out. What nonsense. Everybody should come out. Stop. Don't go to market. What are you going to buy? Don't go to work. What are you working for? What are you working for? What are you working for? So everybody should come out.
In fact, everything human being need to survive on, we are lacking it in this country called Nigeria. It's quite unfortunate to find ourselves in this one chance administration.
One chance administration. It's not renew hope, sir. It's renew hope.
Nothing like renew hope from my observation. My children are hungry. School fees is biting. House rent. No.
It's a hell. Nobody should preach to you there is hellfire. This is hellfire.
Nigeria is hellfire.
Hellfire. There is no way somebody who went through Nigeria or who came and suffer all this evil will come and still want to suffer again in hellfire. This is our hellfire, whereby you don't know.
Are they inside hellfire? As I'm talking to you now, are they inside hellfire? There is nothing like in fact.
And the solution is for him just to resign if he don't know what to do there.
All right, thank you.
It's very simple. It's failure. Failure. Total failure. Collateral damage. That is what we have experienced in this 1 year. It's 1 year of waste. So let us see what the next 1 year will be. It will be of waste too, or it will be of correction.
Is there any way Nigeria can hold them accountable?
If you know nothing to do for this country, me just come back in load. Come on, after no vote for them. Come on, fast rock. After no vote for them. If I meet them for the last rock, you don't like me. But in this country, on daily basis. So Tinubu, for me, I advise him to resign and leave the office. Yes, if we should.
Are you seeing the possibility of that?
Nigerian politicians, I know they don't do that. They have conscience and their integrity.
This time around, Nigeria no soft.
Nigeria no soft.
No soft at all. You know, it's just the manage.
And if you put a greedy man in a position, though he has no solution to the problem, but he will not agree that he doesn't have solution to the problem. But if it is a man that come to probably benefit the nation or an individual case to benefit you, immediately say I don't want you, he will leave, because he knows that he's not coming to gain anything, but he's coming to help you. So if you don't want him to help you, he will leave. But in Nigeria's own case, reverse is the case. You see people struggling, fighting, killing, doing all manners of things to get into power. Why? For what? Okay, you have succeeded in rigging yourself into power. You have no solution to the economic problem of this country. You go to the market today, you see a different price. You go tomorrow, you see a different price. And you are talking of a foreign investor who will come and invest in such an economy. As currently in Nigeria is that you can't plan with it. Even with your current salary, you can't do budget with it. You can't do budget with it. You go to market today, 2,000. You go to market today, 3,500. And even this thing now give room to most of the people that sold communities in the market. Just like the instance of provision, milk and Milo. I went to one supermarket, 3,500. I went to another one, 4,000 naira. They will just wake up and increase the price. Immediately they hear dollar is like they increase the price. And that is
they are scared of
yes.
Uncertainty.
So the only thing that we bring a solution to this problem is that I will not. Okay, let the military take over. Okay. Because we have seen that every system in Nigeria have failed. We have tested the democracy, we have tested the civilian rules. There is nothing. They have nothing to offer. And I also appeal to the military. If a military wants to take over, let it be people that have a good mind, people that have something to offer. Not that military take over, military and somebody will just come and enter and ruin the country more. So for now, I will appeal to the military of Nigeria to take over this government from this civilian, because you can't be a military personnel and the civilian is misruling the people. We don't have a judiciary system again. Everybody has it.
Because we have people who are so much in love with their stomach. That is stomach infrastructure. Our politicians are very much inclined with their stomach. You don't blame them. They were born, they are children of the system. They were born in poverty. You understand? Their primary aim is to embezzle.
Recently, Dangote has come out to cry out, and he said that, oh, the interest rate in Nigeria is not going to create more jobs for the people, and that is bad news. So Dangote is saying that. So Dangote is directly or indirectly saying that with the interest rate for today, that he will not be able to even employ people. He might even end up sacking more people. So the rich are crying, the poor are crying under the leadership.
Mr. Vice President, Your Excellency, I know that today we're battling with a very high interest rate. This interest rate is now saying that we should fight inflation. I'm not an economist. I'm just a local businessman. But, Your Excellency, the other countries, why did they jack up interest rates? Because during COVID, the G7 countries pumped money into their economies to the tune of 18.9 trillion. So their economies were over, they were over, they were evaporated with so many things. So there are so much of money chasing few goods. So if you have so much of money chasing fewer goods, it means that everything is going to go up. But Your Excellency, during COVID, we did not, and I repeat, we did not reflect any economy at all. We didn't do anything. The only thing that we did was sharing of palliatives. I'm not talking about Nigeria now. I'm talking about Africa in general. There's no any African country that can. Maybe some few have actually given lower interest rates. But right now, Your Excellency, at 30%, there's no way anybody can create jobs. If interest rate is 30%, there won't be any job creation because we're actually stifling growth. So interest rate can remain 30, but then no growth will happen unless that interest rate goes down.
Indeed, the rich also cry. The chicken has finally come home to roost. It's pleasing seeing the so-called elite in Nigeria crying over bad government policies. It means they are not excluded from bad government. Bad government will touch everybody, irrespective of who you are. I remember vividly when Peter Obi was campaigning. He says, bad government knows no tribe. Bad government does not know whether you're Hausa, Igbo or Yoruba. It doesn't know if you are Muslim, Christian or a traditionalist. It will touch everybody because there is nowhere that the Muslims travel on a well-paved road and the Christians travel on a bad road. There is nowhere where the Muslims buy bread cheaper and the Christians buy bread higher. It touches everybody. Ever since Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the president, Dangote has been lamenting. Come on, it's okay for everybody to lament, but we are talking about the richest man in Nigeria lamenting. Then imagine the pains and the lamentation of the average Nigerians. I don't feel for him though. While we were going from one place to another, canvassing for vote, asking people to vote for a competent candidate, Dangote's voice was nowhere to be heard. He is only crying now because he has been affected. Where was he when Nigerians were lamenting the high cost of living, the insecurity, the hunger in the land? Where was he? Where? That does not take away the facts from what he's saying. He's speaking the absolute truth. Now let's take a look at what Dangote is saying. In a bid to control inflation, the Central Bank of Nigeria raised the interest rate from 18.5% under President Muhammadu Buhari to the current 30%. What this means is that when manufacturers, the business owners, they go to borrow money, they now pay more in interest rate than they used to pay under President Muhammadu Buhari. Of course, it was 11% under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Buhari took it to 18%. Now let's break it down for clarity's sake. For instance, under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, when you go to the bank to borrow 1 million naira, your interest rate will be 115,000 naira. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, the interest rate will be 185,000 naira with that same 1 million. Under President Bola Tinubu, you are paying 300,000 naira. Yes, you see how it has increased from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to President Muhammadu Buhari to Bola Tinubu. Did you see the gap that Tinubu took the interest rate to? That is absolutely outrageous, and that is the reason why everything in the market has gone up in price. It is not the dollar rate. We will come back to that. As far back as February 2024, when the Central Bank of Nigeria raised the interest rate to 26.5%, Mr. P2B of the Labour Party raised an alarm regarding the high rate of interest rate, how it will affect Nigerian economic activities and also cause unemployment in the country. Now let me read you the words of Mr. P2B as he put it verbatim. He started off by saying this in quotes: "Let me confess that the label of being a vintage Onitsha-based trader does not in any way confer on me the status of an economic expert. With my vast trading knowledge and my involvement in the real sector, I'm of the strong opinion that the recent decision of the Monetary Policy Committee to increase the monetary policy rate MPR to 22.5% and the cash reserve ratio CRR to 45% will further worsen the economic situation of most Nigerians' households, as it is bound to cause more job losses in the productive sector." I want you to take note of the word job losses, especially manufacturing and other sectors that rely on bank loans and credit facilities for their funding needs. Tightening liquidity in the financial system does not improve productivity, i.e. food production, which is the major cause of inflation in Nigeria. Moreover, only about 12% of 3.6 trillion naira of the total money in circulation is in the banking system, which means that 88%, about 3.2 trillion, is outside the banking system. So this measure could rather be counterproductive, as it will not address the intended purpose of managing the money supply. These new measures will worsen the fragile economy, as the supply of funds will dry up for the real sector, and the new MPR rate hike will push the interest rate on loans to above 30%. Now listen, P2B said this on February 29, when the interest rate was 22%. He predicted that the interest rate will rise to 30%. Today, that interest rate has risen to 30%. That is why Dangote is complaining. Let's continue. He said, which will be very difficult for the real sector operators, especially manufacturers and SMEs, to repay, resulting obviously in increase in bad loans and worsening the nation's economic situation. P2B did not just end at criticizing their interest rate. He went on to advise them on what to do, and he said the most critical way to manage our high rate of inflation and decline in production is for the government to address the issue of insecurity in the country, which will allow for increased food and crude oil production and an overall increase in production, which will make product, especially food, cheaper. This way, we will increase our productivity as well as restore the confidence of FDIs and FPIs to come back to the country. I must caution that what the Nigerian economy needs now is high-headed practical originality and result. Tinkering with classical economic theories can only deepen our crisis. Did you listen to his words carefully? Everything that P2B said is what Dangote is facing today, is what Dangote is lamenting today. When P2B was saying all those things, they said he's crying because he lost the election. Now, I wonder what they're going to tell Dangote. Dangote is a manufacturer and he's in the real sector. Whatever he's saying now is what he's facing. It has touched him, but he don't tell him. The renewed hope has shown him renewed shaggy and he's crying. Now let us go to the impact of this interest rate and why Dangote is lamenting. When a manufacturer pays outrageous interest rates, he passes it to the final consumer. The cost of production in 2022 before Tinubu took over has gone up ×5. These manufacturers will not bear the brunt of the cost of production. They will push it to the final consumers, and you and I are the final consumers. That's why everything has gone up. Manufacturers are running at loss because the purchasing power of the people has been greatly reduced, and they now resort to alternative. Of course, a lot of persons are going for alternative. Some persons, due to the high cost of tomatoes, they are now using cucumber to cook. They are now improvising to use other things in place of the high cost of items. Some of you have dumped your DSTV decoder because of the price increment. You have now gone for cheaper ones that are available in the market. Doing this is causing damages to the company or the manufacturers. Now, these are the companies that have left Nigeria since Bola Tinubu became the president. They cited a high cost of running business as their sole reason of leaving the country. Of course, some of them attributed it to insecurity as well. You can now see that the dollar rate that most of you are crying is not the reason why the price of things in the market are high. That's why some of you, when the dollar rate comes and you are complaining that why isn't the price of goods in the market coming down? The reason why it's not coming down is because your president Bola Tinubu has increased the interest rate. This is happening because your government is visionless. They were trying to control inflation, but they did not think about growth. If they had listened to Mr. Peter Obi, they wouldn't have been in this mess they are today. It shows you that leadership is everything, and that is why you must all take leadership as a very critical component of your life. When you go out to vote, when you want to choose your leader, you choose someone that is competent, you choose someone that has character, you choose someone that has track record. You don't vote for somebody because the person tell you it is my turn, because the person tell you it's a miloko. You don't vote for somebody because the person came from your tribe. Everyone that is being affected, irrespective of the tribe you came from. The southwest region of Nigeria, they are not enjoying life more than the other part of the country. In fact, they are even suffering it more because they've been the one that have been crying. So why not take voting and leadership as something that your life depends on? Why will you all have to sacrifice the most important aspect of your life on the basis of tribalism and ethnicity? Nigerians are going through hell today because they failed to elect credible leader. Imagine Peter Obi as a president with what he spoke in February. Do you think he's going to allow the manufacturers and the business owners in this country to go through the pain they are going through because they want to control inflation? Peter Obi would have gone to the board and solved the problem. But Tinubu is raising the interest rate. Because why? He need more money. More money to do what? I don't know, because the money is not coming back to the economy. If the money that he's raising all this while, the one that he's getting from customs and every other taxes he has introduced, if that money is being pushed back to the economy, I can tell you for a real fact that Nigeria will not be where it is today. We will not be suffering this economic crunch we are suffering today. Only God knows where Bola Tinubu is keeping the money. But where? Kudos to you all Nigerians. You voted him to power, you supported him, and you are keeping silent while he's doing what he's doing. Look at what Kenyans are doing. They are even protesting that their president will go. Can this happen in Nigeria? Only God knows. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
But I just want to let you guys know that this government has signed into law a bill that supports the LGBT community. So guys, one keeps wondering, what is the Western world giving to this country that is making them to like sign bills that they know that, you know, Nigerians are not in support of? You can imagine Tinubu signing a bill that supports the LGBT family. Cancer. We all know that recently Nigerians raised alarm over the introduction of GMO food in Nigeria. We know that these foods can easily cause cancer, and we don't even have a very strong, you know, health system to manage sicknesses like that. And look at this headline. The DG of NAFDAC has come out to say that we don't have evidence genetically modified foods are safe for consumption. They don't have evidence, you know, on the safety of this food. Meaning this woman is just saying that we are not sure these food are good for consumption. But why are all this happening under Tinubu? Why is it that the Western world are just using him as a puppet? You know, easily he allows all this. These are things that past administrations didn't allow. Under the leadership of Tinubu, Nigeria is going to be supporting the LGBT community, and then we have GMO foods being introduced into this country, despite we not having a very strong health system, you know, to tackle the results and the consequences of all this when it starts happening. So guys, that is why Nigerians are tired of this government. Honestly, Nigerians are tired. So guys, you can see it for yourself that this government is not for the people. They are not for the people. Nigerians are feeling the bite, the heat of this administration. They don't mean well for the people. Look at insecurity. Look at job loss. We've seen so many multinational companies leaving Nigeria, leaving Nigerian territory, you know. At the end of the day, many people have lost their job, not having hope of where to get, you know, means of taking care of their families just because of this government. And also, I want to... So guys, you have seen it that this government is just, you know, clueless. They don't have anything for the people. So if you are waiting for them to be the one to come to our rescue, you might be wasting your time. Emilokon, that is not what Nigerians need at this moment. Put food on the table of the people. Give the people good leadership, good schools, good road, good water. Let people be safe. Insecurity, let it be brought to an end. These are some of the things Nigerians are asking, and this is not massive. The request is not massive. So guys, brace up, because this protest must happen. Many people reacted and say this is long overdue, and I think this is really long overdue. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.